Big Cable's home internet will put you through the stages of grief, like denial.
My introductory rate is over, but surely they won't raise the price.
Or anger.
They've raised it!
But with T-Mobile 5G home internet, you get our price lock guarantee, so we won't raise your rate for internet ever. And it's just $50 a month with autopay and eligible payment method. Check availability today.
Price lock exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Qualifying credit required. Regulatory fees included in $50 price for qualified accounts, plus $5 per month without autopay. Debit or bank account required.
Beyond Zero is Toyota's vision of a carbon-neutral future and more. Toyota gives you the power to reduce carbon emissions and help move toward its vision with a wide selection of electrified vehicles. Whether you're into hybrid EVs for that traditional Toyota feel with better MPG, battery EVs for a smooth and silent ride, or plug-in hybrid EVs that switch between battery and fuel, Toyota has you covered. And for those who prefer hydrogen, Toyota's fuel cell EVs emit nothing but water vapor from the tailpipe. It's so cool. Giving you the choice on how to reduce carbon emissions and move closer to Toyota's Beyond Zero vision. Visit toyota.com/electrified-vehicles/beyond-zero-vision. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal women overlooked in their own lifetimes or in our historical accounts of the eras in which they lived. We're talking about the activists, thinkers, leaders, artists, and innovators history has forgotten. Today, we're talking about a writer, lecturer, and poet who was once called the most gifted and brilliant anarchist woman America ever produced. Let's talk about Voltairine de Cleyre. Voltairine de Cleyre was born in 1866 in Michigan to a working-class French immigrant father and an abolitionist mother. Voltairine's parents named her after the French Enlightenment writer and philosopher Voltaire. An auspicious start, as Voltairine showed an aptitude for writing and an independent spirit from a young age. At 6 years old, Voltairine was already writing poems. When her father decided to send her to a Catholic convent in hopes she would become a nun, Voltairine would have none of it. Within her first few weeks at the convent, Voltairine was plotting her escape. She swam across a river until she reached land in Port Huron, Michigan. Then she continued, walking 17 miles in the direction of her home until she came to a halt. She had no money, no food, and was exhausted. She turned around and walked back to Port Huron, hoping a family acquaintance might welcome her into their home. They took her in, but as she rested, the acquaintance sent word to Voltairine's father that his daughter had run away. Voltairine's father took her back to the convent. But she would eventually escape again, and this time never return. Voltairine later moved to Philadelphia, where she taught English to Jewish immigrants and spent hours putting pen to paper. She wrote essays, lectures, poems, and speeches, one after the other. Though she said if there was one thing she hoped to be remembered for, it would be her poems. When Voltairine was 20 years old, 4 anarchists were executed in Chicago following protests advocating for an 8-hour work week. The event, called the Haymarket Affair, had a profound effect on Voltairine. She wrote, "Till then, I believed in the essential justice of the American law of trial by jury. After that, I never could." Voltairine became an anarchist. Her writings and speeches presented radical critiques on capitalism, marriage, and religion. Specifically, their dominion over women's lives. In 1890, Voltairine published one of her most renowned essays titled Sex Slavery. In the piece, she prompted women with 3 questions. Why am I the slave of a man? Why is my brain said not to be the equal of his brain? And why is my work not paid equally with his? She saw the expected fate of women to become wives and mothers as yet another form of oppression. She wrote, "And that is the vilest of all tyranny, where a man compels the woman he says he loves to endure the agony of bearing children that she does not want." Voltairine's piece discussed foundational ideas of consent that still impact our society today. Her writings are a precursor for the second-wave feminist movement of the 1960s. Voltairine's work remains largely unacknowledged in the chronicles of influential anarchists and early feminists. At the end of her life, Voltairine wrote, "I die as I have lived, a free spirit, an anarchist, owing no allegiance to rulers, heavenly or earthly." Voltairine de Cleyre died in 1912. She was 45 years old. All month, we're talking about women behind the curtain. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
No one likes to talk about money. Am I saving enough? Can I buy a house? Am I paying too much in taxes? Will I be able to retire? What if you could unlock insights about your finances in less than 5 minutes with a clear picture of where you stand today and where your money can work harder? Now you can. Visit Facet.com to take the free quiz and get your financial wellness score today. That's FACET.com. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth Incorporated is an SEC-registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice.
At Ford, we pride ourselves on building strong, capable vehicles. But we're only as strong as the people who drive them. People like you, who don't just see an F-150, but see what they can build with it. Because built Ford proud, it's a pact between us, our drivers, and what we can do together. Built Ford proud.
Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
Big Cable's home internet will put you through the stages of grief, like denial.
My introductory rate is over, but surely they won't raise the price.
Or anger.
They raised it!
But with T-Mobile 5G home internet, you get our price lock guarantee, so we won't raise your rate for internet ever. And it's just $50 a month with auto pay and eligible payment method. Check availability today.
Price lock exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Qualifying credit required. Regulatory fees included in $50 price for qualified accounts, plus $5 per month without auto pay. Debit or bank account required.